For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach give us that order, prepare slaughter. For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach give us that order.
That's what balance looks like, or to be just, which is an even weight. All right, appreciate you, though, Noah. What's up? She had a question? What's going on?
She's an Egyptian. She has questions about who are the people in Jerusalem and the American Jews here.
Okay.
So can you first describe me what are you guys about? What's your message?
Our message is about the truth of the Bible.
What's the truth of the Bible?
Jesus Christ is the truth, and the law says that the commandments is the truth. We're about the truth of the Bible. We're here to properly represent God. Yes, we're here for the truth and the accurate depiction of the Bible. That's what we're about. That's our message.
Okay, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm actually curious. So, you guys, your message is Jesus is like that? That's your message?
No, but that's a part of the truth that we have to establish because he for sure did not look like that. So in establishing truth, we have to condemn one of the biggest lies that's told, and that's attached to the Bible.
Yeah. Do you think he was black or Asian?
I think he was a dark-skinned man, yes, a melanated man, heavily melanated man.
You think he was black or you think he was a Jew?
So you have to understand, I don't think that there's a difference between the two. I don't think there's a difference between black and a Jew. I think black people are the Jews you read about in the Bible.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask a question. Describe to me how, because I know, like, for example, like, I'm obviously not like Jews or Jewish people. Black people, it's not the same thing. That's what I know. So how is it the same?
Hold on, say it one more time, because they keep running over this thing here, and I can't really hear you. Say it one more time.
The question is, how is it the same thing? Like, how is black and Jew the same concept?
How is black and Jew the same concept? One, because of the way in which they describe the Jews in the Bible. That's one. Number two, what the Bible says would happen to the Jews, right? It's literally so-called African American history. Can I show you?
Yeah, sure.
What you got?
Acts 13:1, NLT.
Hold that. Give me Deuteronomy 28. We gonna get that though. Bring it out. Go ahead.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter.
Read 1:15 and 6:8. Let's give her the context. Go ahead.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
This was spoken to the Jew. Okay? If they keep the commandments of God, they will be exalted and put on high above all nations. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So to the Jew, if you don't listen to the words of God, curses will happen to you. Let's see what one of the curses were. Go ahead.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So we understand that Jews were brought out of Egypt in slavery, right? This is you guys' history when you guys had the Jews in slavery, right? God brought them out of Egypt, and then he promised that they would never physically go back into slavery into Egypt again, which we never seen again. But he's prophesying, saying if they don't do and keep the commandments, that they would go into Egypt again. Keep reading.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
That's pertaining to the promise that they wouldn't see it again.
One question. So you said if they break it, go back into Egypt again?
What we're trying to demonstrate, it's a figurative Egypt. It's not a literal Egypt, because Egypt is just a representation of bondage, because they just, at this point when it's written and it's spoken to them, they had just came out of Egypt. So God is letting them know, what you experienced in Egypt, I'm going to take you back into, but this time it's going to be with ships. There was no ships needed to come out of Egypt. There was no ships needed to walk down into Egypt. When Christ fled as a baby from persecution of the Romans, he walked and went down into Egypt. There was never a ship needed, right? But bondage, as it pertains to the Jew, they would go into slavery on ships. Go ahead. And there?
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
The Jew was supposed to go into slavery on ships, sold for bondmen and bondwomen, slaves. Read.
And ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
That word buy in the Hebrew tongue, it means to redeem, right? Nobody would come and redeem or deliver the Jew that was taken into slavery on ships as a result of wickedness and disobedience. So when we look at that, can you name me anybody over the course of history of mankind that has ever went into slavery on ships, sold as slaves, and they're still in slavery now? Meaning nobody came and got them. Yeah. Well, watch this. Let's go for point. Can you name me anybody in history that went into slavery on ships?
Maybe Native Americans.
Native Americans went into slavery on ships. Yeah. Who else?
Well, I believe it was many cultures, but I'm not sure. I know Native Americans were one of them.
Yeah, you know Native Americans won. I agree. Who else? You don't know any other nation of people or any other race of people that went into slavery on ships?
African Americans.
African Americans is one of them. Who else?
Honestly, nothing comes to mind.
Native Indians, African Americans, and so-called Hispanic Indians. They all went into slavery on ships, on the same ships, by the same people. They're still in captivity to this day. They were sold for slaves, and nobody has come and got them out of captivity. Because who the world called Jesus Christ, who did not look like that white guy, he was the one promised to come and get us up out of this place. So when I say that the Israelite or the Jew and the black, there's no difference, is because what was prophesied to happen to the Jew is literally what happened to the blacks.
Right.
They have just, their culture and their identity was beat out of them, right? One of the things, even though the Egyptians didn't like the Jew, the one thing that we give you guys credit is you didn't take our identity away, right? We went into captivity to the Babylonians. The Babylonians didn't take our identity away. The Persians didn't take our identity away. The Medes did not take our identity away. It wasn't until we got to the Greeks where they started to, and it was fully accomplished when the Jew got here to America.
So you believe that they're the same because of the same concepts and the same ideas.
Because the prophecies, right? The prophecies that God gave to the Jew were fulfilled with blacks, which means that they are the same people.
Yeah, but didn't you say as well that it happened to Native Americans, etc.?
Yeah.
It wasn't just blacks, there was also other cultures.
Correct. Yeah.
So are you saying that
Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the Israelites you read about in the Bible.
That's right.
So I don't know if you've seen the sign down, the 12 tribes sign right here. I don't know if you've seen this. Everybody that we just listed is on this sign, right?
you said that all
Yeah, yeah.
cultures came from the same tribe? Is that what you're saying? Like the cultures that you listed came from the same tribe. Is that it?
You're saying all the cultures on this sign, you said come from the same tribe?
Is that what you mean?
No.
Okay.
I'm saying all of these cultures on this sign they all come from one man, Jacob. And then they became 12 tribes, which are the various different tribes. One of them actually makes a Jew. The water. Y'all ain't got no more of the Crystal Geyser? I'm a water snob.
Yeah, I mean, me too.
Yep, right there. It's open. I'm listening.
No. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Do you believe that
The water.
the list of cultures all came from one man?
Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, which makes them the Israelites. You feel me? Now, when I mention that the Jew and the black is no different, is because out of the 12 tribes, we take the position that the Jew is the so-called African Americans. Hold on, let's let this go by. Nah, he moving. He looking for Abraham.
Yeah. Abraham got watch God.
He wild, man. So yeah, that's our position, right? Go ahead.
A general question. Do you believe other African Americans have the same idea as you guys?
Do I believe that African Americans what?
That others have the same idea as you guys, that they are Jewish or come from Jewish descendants?
Well, they did a study, they did a survey, right, or a poll. They say one out of every 4 African Americans understand that they are Jew. So a lot of them do. They say this understanding is the fastest growing ideology known to man.
Thank you for sharing your ideas.
No problem.
It's actually interesting.
No problem. That's and you said that you're Egyptian,
Yeah.
right? From where?
Me too.
What part of Egypt?
Cairo.
Cairo. Okay, I got you. Well, yeah, we out here and
Trying to spread like your idea.
huh?
Trying to spread like your idea and what you see.
We're out here. We're spreading our idea. We're trying to wake up our people to who they are because black is not a nation. Black does not have culture. It does not have a language. It does not have a land. It has nothing, right? Black was a term that was generally put on all of us when we were here, right? But guess what? They get the people that gave us that title, they get it from the people that were trying to take our identity away from us. Let me show you. Get that in Acts 13.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 1. Among the prophets and teachers of the church at Antioch
Among the prophets and teachers at the church of Antioch, go ahead.
of Syria were Barnabas, Simeon,
These are all Jews. Barnabas, Simeon, read.
called the black man,
Called the black man, read.
Lucius from Cyrene, Manaen, the childhood companion of King Herod Antipas, and Saul.
So even Jews going back during the time of Christ were being referred to as black.
Wait, so what about the people? Because I think maybe Gentiles as well followed Jesus in his time, I believe. Am I
No.
correct? No?
We don't take that people say it, but that's not demonstrated in the Bible.
Okay, because like, for example, I think people from Ethiopia follow them.
You said people from Ethiopia?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean they do, but again, is that in the Bible? No. You know, they follow that white guy.
Well, I know that, like, obviously I know that Jesus wasn't white. I know
But the Jesus that they follow, where they get the idea and where they get the inspiration and be compelled to follow the Bible, is through that white guy. Not anything accurate of the Bible, they follow it through that guy.
I see what you're saying.
See what I'm saying? So that not only is that image of Christ a lie, but then there's a doctrine that comes along with it. Like you said, oh, it's everybody now. But Jesus himself says he's only sent to the children of Israel.
What do you mean by that?
Let's read it. Yep. He's slow, boy. He got it. He's already there. Bring it out.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 24. And it reads, 15, 24.
21.
21, kind
21.
Matthew chapter 15 and verse 21. Then Jesus went thence
Hey,
and
cuz, stop laughing
departed
on my
into
video,
the
cuz.
coast of Tyre and Sidon.
He departed into the coast of Tyre and Zidon. Read.
And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying,
A Gentile woman came unto him and said what?
Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil.
She wants to follow him. Let's see what Jesus said. Go ahead.
But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came.
If you came up and asked me a question right now and said, what is you guys' message? And if I didn't answer you a word, what did I just do to you?
No, because actually I can explain that.
Mhm.
There was a reason why Jesus did that.
Okay.
It was actually to teach the Jews the hardness because they hated the Gentiles. They hated the concept of the Gentiles. So Jesus was actually using like the Gentile woman who kept like,
Oh, you're a Christian, huh?
Yeah.
Oh. Came in sheep's clothing, huh? No, I'm playing. I'm joking. Here's my thing. Where does that read in the Bible?
No, because there's a reason why. I do understand.
The reason, where do you get that reason from? Did you read that in the Bible or you're just making it up because that's what you want your Jesus to be?
No.
So where can we read, your explanation, where can we read that in the Bible? Ooh.
Jesus, wait, can you tell me the verse?
Matthew 15, starting at 21. Because when you say that, because I'm familiar with the passage, if you're saying that it was for Jesus to demonstrate to his disciples the hardness, I got a follow-up question as to why Jesus called this woman such a horrendous name.
I'll tell you why. Because I actually studied this too. Because back then, so she was pleading with God to basically heal her child who was demon Christian, and they told him to send her away, for she keeps lying to them.
And what did he say?
I was only sent only to the lost sheep of Israel. The woman came and knelt before him, said, Lord, help me. She kept persisting him. He then replied and said, it's not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Damn.
Yes, it is, Lord, she said. Even the dogs eat the crumbs that fell from their master's table. Do you know what she meant by that verse?
Yeah.
Then,
Yeah.
Woman, you have great faith. Your request is granted. And her daughter was healed at that moment. That was not just to test her faith, but as well to choose. Okay, here's the thing.
No. Here's my thing. I want you to understand something. I believe within my heart that you have an explanation for it. I just want to know where you got the explanation from.
Bible study, so studying the scripture, not just reading it, but
So show me in scripture what that was the explanation as to why Jesus Christ ignored her. And when the disciples came and said, send her away, he reminded them who he's only sent for. And then when she then is persistent, he tells her, it's not right for me to take what I have for the children and give it to dogs.
what do you mean? But what do you mean? Then he said, "Woman, you have great faith." What do you mean? What can you say about that?
She had faith.
Yeah.
What does that, does her having faith take away from the fact that he called her a dog?
Like all your dog for a reason. It's Jesus. Like he wouldn't actually be mean to anybody.
Is it mean to call somebody a dog?
Yeah.
So did Jesus call her a dog?
Yeah, but now.
Is that mean?
Yeah, but no,
So I can nicely call you a dog and that's fine.
I'm not saying Jesus mean this. No, I'm saying Jesus didn't mean it in a mean. He didn't mean it as like he's cursing the woman, you dog, because it's Jesus. He wouldn't curse someone and call them a dog.
No. He didn't say you dog.
Like I mean, like a,
He says it's not right for me to take what I have for my children and give it to dogs.
yeah, but,
Did she agree that she was a dog?
yeah, but not in because it was symbolism. He wasn't actually trying to call her a dog.
Here's my thing, right? Remember when you walked up and you said, what is your message about? And I said, it's about the truth.
Yeah, I know. I get
So
it.
here's my thing. If I can't read that in the Bible, why should I just take your word for it?
I don't know, because if you think about like actually Jesus being himself, he wouldn't actually, like for example, refer to a Gentile woman as a dog.
Wait. This is what blows my mind. You're trying to now create this image of Christ, not a literal one, but a personality. You said with Christ being who he is, he wouldn't call somebody a dog. He wouldn't just call a woman a dog, but he did. Like you're trying to tell, this is total gaslighting. You're trying to tell me what I'm read, that Jesus called a woman a dog. He didn't really do it, and it's not what he meant.
Yeah, he did. It was symbolism. He didn't actually mean to call her.
Where do we get, my name is Taz. What's your name? Christine?
Yeah.
Christine, where do I get this understanding in the Bible? If I'm basing my understanding of Christ off of reading the Bible, where can I go to read what you're telling me?
Because I remember the specific Bible verse for it that I was taught.
Christine, thank you. You were taught the traditions and the commandments of men, not the Bible, not of God. You're not going to find it in there because it's not there. You're never going to find anywhere in the Bible where it explains what you just told me Matthew 15:21-28 means. He referred to her, he ignored her. The disciples wanted to send her away. The disciples turned around, Christ turned around and told the disciples, I'm only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Is that the truth or is that a lie? So that it can both live and coexist together? Can he only be sent to the Israelites and be sent to the Gentiles?
Because after his resurrection, he was then sent to
Hold on. This is prior. Even if that is true, this is prior to his resurrection. So you can't utilize that as a point as after, because we're reading the passage before. All I'm saying is this: can both coexist with each other? I'm only sent to the Israelites and the Gentiles. They cannot exist together because the word only wouldn't be there. Go ahead.
So first, by that he meant he was first before his resurrection.
He didn't. It did not say that in the Bible.
Yeah, but after his resurrection, he then went to the Gentiles by his disciples. What can he say about that? Yes, it is a complete Bible verses.
No. Here's my thing, right? I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked a woman earlier. If you got Jesus on your right side saying, I'm only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, but then you got Peter, Paul, James, his disciples on the left side saying, no, he's sent to the Gentiles too. Who are you going to listen to?
Jesus before the disciples. Yeah.
Thank you. Jesus clearly made it clear he's only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Yeah, but in the Bible, that's not even for me. It did go to the Gentiles. I didn't even pull the verses up.
Go ahead, pull it up.
I got Hebrews 9, 4, 15, Colossians 4.
But I know, I like the discussion.
I know. No problem. I'm waiting. They ain't never playing no Kirk Franklin or nothing over there, man. No Donnie McClurkin, no Mary. You know what I mean? No Yolanda Adams or something, man. Come on. What about I lift my hands in the sanctuary? You know what I mean? What about the Lord wouldn't bring me this far to leave me? You know what I mean? What about that? They would have played these ocean sounds. This is copyright infringement, man. You got that from the ocean, brother. This is ocean sound. This is copyright. They biting off God, man. Not playing.
Yeah,
Okay, where we at?
not at all.
What quote it? Where we at?
Romans 11.
Romans 11 and what? And 13?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
What is about to talk?
All right, we'll read it. Start at 13.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 13.
Verse 11 first, because I don't know which one.
11 and 11?
11 to 13.
Oh, 11 and 13. Go ahead.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 11. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid. But rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles.
Who fell? Come on, Christine. You're supposed to study this. You got to know this. You can't just pull a verse, don't know what it's talking about. Through their fall, salvation is coming to the Gentiles. Who fell?
Jews.
Jews didn't fail, though.
Their fall.
Not all Jews
Yeah, I know,
failed.
But through their crucifying Jesus, salvation as well. And then after his resurrection, is also come to the Gentiles.
Hold on. Hold on. Christine, you're developing a bad habit to just start explaining stuff when the Bible didn't say that.
That is the explanation.
That's what I'm telling you. You're developing a bad habit of just explaining something and not showing me written in the Bible.
In the verse.
Hold on, we haven't even read it. I just asked you a simple question as to who failed. You said the Jews, right? And I'm saying no, it wasn't just the Jews that failed, right? It was a portion. It was the government of the Jews, right? Because it.
Sorry. Explain to me this verse, then I need to go. Okay.
Okay, let's read it. Just keep reading. Go ahead. I'm not gonna ask you any questions. We're gonna read it through. Read.
Okay.
But rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles.
Go ahead.
For to provoke them to jealousy.
Uh-huh.
Now if the fall of them be the riches of the world,
Uh-huh.
and the diminishing of them the riches of the Gentiles, how much more their fullness?
Keep reading.
For I speak to you Gentiles, inasmuch as I am the apostle of the Gentiles, I magnify mine office. If by any means I may provoke to emulation them which are my flesh, and might save some of them, for if the casting away of them be the reconciling of the world, what shall the receiving of them be?
So when we understand context and it starts to use words like reconcile, if the casting away of them is the reconciliation of the world, who's the world? This is the lies that we feel like are lies that we combat. People take the word world, people take the word Gentile, people take the word reconcile, and they just ignore it or they embellish and make it what they want it to be. When the Bible tells us what the world is.
Right.
I know you got to go, but for the context, we got to understand what this world is. If we understand what this world is, and as it pertains to reconciliation, then we understand who these Gentiles are. Okay? Isaiah 45. And then you get Ezekiel 37. Mom, we're going to be quick. I got you.
Isaiah.
Ezekiel 37. No, Isaiah 45, you get Ezekiel 37, 21. Go ahead.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation.
Israel is saved. Everlasting salvation. Go ahead.
Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
Israel is the world without end that has an everlasting salvation. So so what does it mean when Paul says the reconciliation, to bring the world back together? When were the Israelites and the rest of the world ever together? That never happened. You never read that anywhere in the Bible. But it talks about the Israelites splitting up and Christ bringing them back together. I'm going to show you. Ezekiel 37, start at 21. Go ahead.
Con. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 21. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I would take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land.
Because if you know what salvation is, it's being delivered out of the hand of your enemies. Luke 1 and 67 through verse 74, it literally tells you deliverance and salvation was brought to the Israelites to be delivered out of their hand of their enemies. Go ahead.
And it says, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel.
They're going to be brought and made one nation. Go ahead.
And one king shall be king to them all.
Christ. Go ahead.
And they shall be no more two nations.
The people of Israel are no longer going to be two nations. Are you familiar with what the two nations of Israel are? The house of Israel and the house of Judah. They were split, and even Paul talks about it. It was the southern kingdom and the government of that failed. Christ says, I'm going to provoke them to jealousy, and I'm going to open salvation to the people who you call the children of fornicators, the children of Baal, or the children of wickedness. I'm going to open it. And if provoking them to jealousy means the reconciliation or to bring back together the world, the world is Israel, salvation with an everlasting salvation, a world without end. If making them jealous is going to bring the world back together, we would definitely do those things as it's prophesied in Ezekiel. Let me finish. Go ahead.
It says, and they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all.
That's how Jew and Gentile are reconciled together. The word Gentile in the Greek is a Greek word ethnos, which means nations. That's why it says in Ezekiel, they are two nations. Okay? When we put this Bible together and we harmonize everything together, it makes total sense. But if we take the generalized doctrine of modern Christianity, it makes the Bible fight with each other. Because if Jesus clearly says, I'm only sent unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel, nobody on the planet Earth, whether they walk with Christ or whether they knew Christ or whether they came from the same womb as Christ, like James, they can never come and put his words asunder or ashamed. I believe what Jesus says, he is only for the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's right.
As an Egyptian, you think Jesus is not for me too?
I think that you are going to be a part of the people that have to pay and that have to receive retribution for the things that you guys have done to the children of Israel as God promised them.
What do you mean by that?
Isaiah 14 and 1. You see, whenever I give you an explanation for something, I'm going to go right to the Bible that literally says what I said. I'm not going to just say, well, I mean, I studied it somewhere. No, it's the Bible that says it. Start from the top.
What kind? This is book of Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1.
Now, mind you, do you believe that the word of God will come out of his mouth and return void? No. Right. Means if he said it, it has to happen, correct? All right, let's see. Read.
It says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
Jacob was the one man, name changed to Israel, had 12 sons, became the 12 tribes of Israel. Read.
And will yet choose Israel.
Go ahead.
And set them in their own land.
Go ahead.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
You would be the stranger, correct?
Sure, if that's what you think.
No, I'm asking you, what do you think? Do you think that you are a part of the children of Israel, or would you be a stranger of Israel?
I believe I'm a daughter of God. Stranger.
Do you descend from the man Jacob? Do you believe that?
No.
You believe you descend from the man Ham, which then goes down to Mitzrayim, which is Egypt.
I'm not sure,
But you know that you're not an Israelite by descendancy, right? The people of Israel is the one who he chooses and has mercy on. It says the stranger, which is the non-Israelite, will be joined with them. All I'm asking you, can you recognize that you would be a part of the stranger spoken of here? Because you're not a descendant. Mom, you understand? You're not a descendant of Israel, so you'd be the stranger. That's joined with Israel, right? Go ahead.
Kind. And it says, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
You will cleave to the house of Jacob, which you guys believe you'll do that through Christ. I believe the same thing. Go ahead.
And it says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
And they're going to, the stranger is going to take the children of Israel and bring them to their land. Read.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
So this is the reason why I wouldn't say that salvation pertains to you as a self-proclaimed Egyptian woman, because you're going to be a part of the strangers that take the children of Israel back to their land. Let me finish. Go ahead.
And it says, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were.
The Bible says that the children of Israel will take people captive who they were in captivity to. Did we read that? Were the children of Israel in captivity to the Egyptians? Did the Israelites ever take the Egyptians into captivity?
Yes.
When? We got you, mom's Egyptian too? 2 Egyptians and another Gentile or another stranger? No. The Israelites have never taken the people of Egypt into slavery. Have you guys ever read about or known or learned about that in you guys' history? That you guys were in slavery to the children of Israel? No, you guys have heard that the children of Israel was in slavery to you, correct? The Bible just, read it again, go ahead.
It says, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Can I read like the context of this?
We started at verse 1. We started at verse 1. There's no more better way to establish context than to go to verse 1. Right? Isaiah 14, 1. They sticking them dogs on them? Oh. Coptic? Orthodox, right. I got you. Got you. And see, here's the thing, though. Again, we understand that there's a lot of different viewpoints of it. But all I would do is, if I want to establish my viewpoint as being more valid or as truth, I would say, well, how do the Coptic Orthodox Christians interpret or understand how this verse is going to be fulfilled? Because I want the entire Bible to harmonize. I feel like I've met you before. Have you seen us before? No? You have a very familiar face.
My other side of the family is black.
Your other side of the family is back?
Yes.
What? I can see it all over you, of course.
So I have to say to you, God bless you guys for out here doing
Thank you.
absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
And I know it's to some people it's very extreme.
To some.
But
Are you there? Isaiah 14?
I totally believe it.
Definitely.
That's
I ain't gonna lie, man. I've seen this lady before, man. I've seen you. And you're in agreement with a student. That's what making it sounds more familiar.
Are we forgiven? Are we forgiven
Are you forgiven?
from what our ancestors did?
I can't say at this point, and I can't speak for God. Are you there?
Yeah, but I have
So,
a question.
What's up?
So your message is that like you guys will be saved for like salvation, but we're gonna be joined with you guys, but we're gonna be servants.
Yes.
So you guys?
The hierarchy. It's going to be a hierarchy in heaven. It's going to be Christ as the king. It's going to be the Israelites, which is the ruling class, right? And the head of them is going to be the 12 disciples. Remember, Christ says, if you follow me in the regeneration, when I sit in the throne of my glory, you too shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging who? The 12 tribes of Israel. And that's why they have to be reconciled and brought together. Everyone else will fall under that. Okay? Now, again, let me finish verse 3, and I got one more for you because I know you guys got to go. I got one more after this, one more, just so that you understand how things are going to look like in the kingdom. Read.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
The Egyptians had the Israelites in captivity. The Egyptians oppressed the Israelites. That's why God intervened and delivered them out. The punishment or the retribution was that they would have to go into the same conditions. And that's promised and prophesied plenty of places in the Bible, right? Now let me show you one more. Verse 3, go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor seized the golden city seized?
And again, this is a prophecy that even was still not fulfilled with Babylon. The Babylonians never went into captivity to Israel. The Egyptians never went. The Persians, the Medes, the Greeks, the Romans, never. And definitely not the so-called white man, right? So all of these things have to happen. Now let's see what it's going to look like. Go back to Isaiah 2. Start from the top so she get the concept. Read. Yep.
This is Isaiah chapter 2 from the top. The word that Isaiah, the son of Amoz, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
This is the word of the Lord. Read.
And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains.
God's house will be established in the top of the mountains, right? This is what we all waiting on. When God rules the earth, right? Go ahead.
It shall be exalted above the hills.
And it's going to be exalted, raised up above all the hills. The hills represent governments and people. When God's mountain and his way is above everybody else's, this is what everybody's waiting on, because righteousness is going to rule. Read.
And all nations shall flow unto it.
And all nations are going to flow to this mountain. The stranger that's going to serve the Israelites. Go ahead.
And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob.
So these other nations are going to look to themselves and say, let us go to the mountain of the Lord, the God of Jacob. Go ahead.
And he will teach us of his ways.
And then you guys are going to learn the ways of the children of Israel. Go ahead.
And we will walk in his paths, for out of Zion shall go forth the law.
And the people that come to this idea to say, go to the mountain of the Lord, learn his ways, they're going to walk in the paths of God. Eventually it'll happen. It's just not going to happen as it pertains to the salvation that Christ came to bring. It's not that it's not going to happen at all. It's just not going to happen in the order in which you guys think. And before you even get to this point, the land has to be built back up. That's why it says the strangers no more are going to think and say to themselves or have instruments of war. They're going to turn their swords and their spears into pruning hooks and plowing shears, which is instruments of labor. The strangers are going to build up the nation of Israel the same way the nation of Israel built up a lot of these nations, especially here in America. And after the kingdom and the mountain of God is established, then these other nations are going to come and join themselves here. Let's finish. Go ahead.
God. And the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people.
He's going to judge among these nations. He's going to rebuke many people because a lot of people ain't going to want to do it. But here's my thing. This is during a time where Christ has his kingdom. I thought that they were supposed to die in a judgment because everybody doesn't get just thrown in the lake of fire like that. That's another lie that is perpetuated, because after the lake of fire, we have people that are still being rebuked from God. I thought sin and death and all of those things were gone because it only pertains contextually to a specific people, the ones who were sinning.
Are we still on Isaiah 14?
We are in Isaiah the 2nd chapter. Go ahead.
And it says,
Isaiah 2?
2, and we're at verse 4.
And they shall beat their swords into plowshares.
Your swords are going to be into plowshares, read.
And their spears into pruning hooks.
And their spears are going to become pruning hooks. No more instruments of war, instruments of labor. Go ahead.
Nations shall not lift up sword against nation.
They're not going to war with each other. Go ahead.
Neither shall they learn war anymore.
That's the kingdom of heaven. They're not going to war anymore. But in the kingdom of heaven, where they're not going to war anymore, they're going to have instruments of labor to serve the Israelites. Go ahead.
O house of Jacob, come ye, and let us walk in the light of the Lord.
Question.
Walk in the light of the Lord. Go ahead.
Where does it say serving the Israelites? Like what part does it say this?
It says that they're going to come to the Lord. They're going to come to the house of the Lord to learn his ways. Now, serving the Israelites, give me Isaiah 60. It's in the same book. Go to Isaiah 60. You there?
You want 61 or 60?
You know what I'm talking about? Data 61 and what, 10? No. 60. Okay. It's Isaiah 60. And let's get to the point.
11 is right here.
No.
Oh, 12. Oh, yeah, you start at 10.
I need to go.
I got one more, and then you guys can go, because this is literally answering your question, and then you guys can go.
Start at 10.
I got you. Verse 8. Go ahead. 60 and 8.
The book of Isaiah chapter 60, verse 8. Who are these that fly as a cloud and as the doves of their windows? So like it does to their windows. Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first.
Verse 10, go ahead.
And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls.
The sons of strangers will build up your walls. The same stranger that's going to be joined with you, according to Isaiah 14. Go ahead.
And their kings shall minister unto thee.
Ministers to serve. They shall serve you. The kings of the strangers are going to minister to serve thee. Read.
For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
God have favor and mercy upon them. Read.
Therefore thy
60, and we're at verse 10.
Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. That they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles.
That day and night, nations are going to bring the forces, their riches, their glory. Go ahead, and we're going to, as it pertains to serving, read.
Verse 12, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee.
The nation and kingdom that will not serve the Israelites, go ahead.
Shall perish.
Shall what?
Shall perish.
Shall perish. Isaiah the 60th chapter, become familiar with it, learn it, earn it, and abide and adhere to it.
That's right.
The nations that will not serve Israel will perish.
That's right.
The sons of strangers will build up the walls in the city of Israel. Thus saith the Most High God. And only after the reconciliation of the world, which is what you understand in Isaiah the 11th chapter. I wish we can go through it more. I know you guys have something to do, but you have our flyer, right? You got the verses that we gave you. Reach out and let us know where you feel like we're wrong. I appreciate you, Christine. Bye, mommy. All right. What I have y'all holding, man? Let's go into the Bible, man. What's up, man? Y'all believe in the Bible?
For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach give us that order, prepare slaughter. For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach give us that order.